Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're seeing this, folks. We are the Wrestling for Life Network. I am KJ White. I got a whole bunch of news to dive into today. I know it's midday, but so much is happening on this Tuesday. We had to jump on and talk about it. The Rock joins TKO, Raw going to Netflix, so much more. We're going to dive into all of it right here, right now. Let's go. Once again, good morning, folks. I will remind everybody we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We are the channel that just covers more live wrestling than anyone else out there. Had to bring you a news update today because if you woke up, depending on where you are in the world, a whole lot of things started happening real early for the WWE as press release after press release after press release seemed to be coming out, more and more news. So we thought we'd say hello. We thought we'd jump on and thought we would talk about it just for a little bit here today. But where do we begin? Well, of course, the big news, the $5 billion news for WWE starts with WWE Raw moving to Netflix, an somewhat unexpected move. Lots of talk recently of where the rights were going to end up. Now, this doesn't kick in until 2025, and I'm going to read a little bit of the official press release from the WWE. I do see this chat filling up, so you're the man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning or good day. Good morning, Lindsay. Hope you are doing well. When news breaks, we fix it. We try and put it back together again, like Humpty Dumpty. But yeah, lots to talk about. Sophie, good to see you as well. Mike, welcome to the chat. But yeah, get in, give me your 2 cents. Might not dive too far into this one. This is going to be a quick hit. Ringsider Anthony, almost didn't go to work today over all the news that was breaking. But yes, Raw is moving to Netflix in 2025. And there's a lot of little moving parts with this story. There's a lot to unfold. I've seen already people out on the internet that love to foo-foo everything. And yeah, maybe there's some bad and good with this. But let's talk about the facts and what we do know. But officially from the WWE, part of TKO Group Holdings Inc. and Netflix today announced a long-term partnership that will bring WWE's flagship weekly programming, Raw, to the world's leading entertainment service. This marks a major programming shift as Raw leaves linear television for the first time in it since its inception 31 years ago. So that alone right there, 31 years on TV, we know about the ratings, we know about the history, we know what Raw has meant as a linear television show. But as we move forward, it is about to change. Beginning in January 2025, Netflix will be the exclusive new home of Raw in the USA, Canada, UK, and Latin America, among other territories, with additional countries and regions to be added over time. Likewise, as part of the agreement, Netflix will also become the home of all WWE shows and specials outside the USA as available, inclusive of Raw and WWE's other weekly shows, Smackdown and NXT, as well as company's premium live events. That's a big one, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. WWE's award-winning documentaries, original series, and forthcoming projects will also be available on Netflix internationally beginning in 2025. Now, before I go on any further, do remember they are still in bed or under contract or however you want to put it with Peacock until I believe 2026. Still a couple more years left in that deal. So that plays a part in this, but we can talk about that as we move forward. This deal is transformative, said Mark Shapiro, TKO president and COO. It marries the can't-miss WWE product with Netflix on extraordinary global reach, which is a big part of this deal, and locks in significant and predictable economics for many years. Because it's a 10-year deal, $5 billion is the reported number. Again, they know what they're getting as the market fluctuates. It's very good. And if you guys haven't heard, since the announcement, the stock's gone up like 23%, which is huge. Our partnership fundamentally alters and strengthens the media landscape, dramatically expands the reach of the WWE, and brings weekly live appointment viewing to Netflix. Now, this was one of the things that was very big for Netflix, is they want to bring in, live streaming. They want to have live content, appointment content, if you want, where people are showing up to specifically watch at a certain time. So very, very interesting. But before I move on, SmackDown will be on USA next year. Yes, it will, or later this year, as well as NXT going to the WB. And again, a lot of people talked about the WWE trying to package their programming. And I kind of said from day one with this, they were going to find a way to maximize the profits. And the way they were going to do that was separate the three entities and sell them individually. And that's what they've done. That's how you get your biggest bang for your buck. That's how you get your most return from uh, potential networks. And that's what has happened here. So let's see. It is relatively short history. Netflix has engineered a phenomenal track record of storytelling, said Nick Khan, who's been making deals left, right, and center. WWE president, we believe Netflix, as one of the world's leading entertainment brands, is the ideal long-term home for Raw's live, loyal, and ever-growing fan base. With 1,600 episodes to date, Raw is the most iconic show in sports entertainment. Since its debut in 1993, Raw has delivered action, compelling drama, and unmatched athleticism 52 weeks a year, blending the best of scripted content and unpredictable live entertainment. The 3-hour show has helped launch the careers of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who we are going to talk about, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair, to name a few. The show is currently #1 on the USA Network, where it brings in 17.5 million unique viewers over the course of a year. One of television's best programming shows in the 18 to 49 demographic. Raw trends on X 52 weeks a year. While each new episode is airing on social media, WWE has more than 1 billion followers across its platforms. So that is the gist of the statement that WWE put out on this topic. I see the chat. We're going to talk about it real quick. So this is very interesting. A whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of moving parts here. Doesn't kick in until 2025. The deal with USA Network actually ends before 2025. So there is about a 3-month period. They're probably going to be looking to extend some time with USA Network before they transition to Netflix. And I know I think we've talked about it on this channel when it was rumored that Amazon was going to be the landing spot for Raw, that maybe a streaming service or going behind a paywall would be bad for business. WWE, Netflix do not think that's going to be the case. It's going to expand the reach of WWE. They're going to get into more countries. They're going to have more opportunities. Plus, you think of the access to, things like documentary series, things that they do a little bit, but they don't do a lot of. You know how Netflix loves a good documentary. So I believe this is going to strengthen that. It's going to offer more media. But at the end of the day, $5 billion set in stone. They know what they're getting, and it's a big, big money. So that is the gist of what's happening with Raw. There's a lot to unfold here. Now, one of the rumors or stories that did come out of the press releases today is moving to Netflix might actually open up Raw to be 2 hours. You no longer have that advertising dollar in that third hour. You might be able to finagle, and could you see Raw shifting to a 2-hour show? You already got your money. You already got your money in the bank. Do you need that third hour? So that is an intriguing part. I will emphasize to everybody watching right now that this is new. This is just happening. There's a lot to be figured out. There's a lot to unfold, but don't jump off any bridges. Don't freak out. There's so much to this that over the next coming days, we will talk more about it, and we will have more details on exactly what is happening. But before I go to the next part of this, In the press release, it didn't say if Raw was going to stay on Monday or if it's still going to be 3 hours. And what does that mean for their Peacock deal? Well, to me, this means the Peacock deal is all but dead. I think they're going to work out. They're going to keep their already existing commitment to Peacock. But that's why it says in certain countries as become available. So for those in North America or those in USA, you guys have the Peacock network, but in other countries we don't have Peacock. So Netflix can move into those countries quicker. Anywhere that they're already getting WWE product from Peacock, that is going to take some time. That is going to be part of the commitments they have to work out, unless they somehow buy out of the end of their contract, which I don't think they'll do. They are going to be, a mix. You're going to get some stuff on Peacock, you're going to get some stuff on Netflix, and as those contracts expire, as those commitments expire, they will transition, and it sounds like they will be 100% Netflix, which makes sense at the price. That being said, I just touched on potentially not being a 3-hour show anymore. Very intriguing. Also did not see anything about Monday nights. I haven't heard anything yet. Based on the report I'm reading, my assumption would be that it sticks to Mondays. It's been a staple on Mondays. They have no problem releasing it on Mondays. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, will it come away from a Monday night? I don't believe so. But who knows? We'll see how that all unfolds. There's a lot of time between. We just started 2024. And I said it to Anthony and Nick this morning of like, this 2024, we're in January and we're clicking. Like every time you turn around, something crazy is happening. The wrestling world seems insane right now. But yeah, we don't know what's going to happen with the actual show. I don't see it moving from Mondays, but who knows? And yeah, could it potentially go down to 2 hours? That would be lovely. If you're a big fan of, not being around for 3 hours on a Monday night, that 2 hours might be a nice spot to hit. But we'll see. I'm also very curious with the additional content that they are going to be able to, work through with Netflix and the access to, production and that kind of thing. So it was very interesting. We already knew there was word of Netflix working on a Vince McMahon series. So very intriguing times, very big deal when we talk about the wrestling world and competing with other brands. No other brand is getting this amount of money at this duration from any network, any streaming service. Other wrestling companies might, lock on to HBO Max or Hulu or something. But at the end of the day, this is, groundbreaking. Good morning, CJ Brand. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Now I have to subscribe to Netflix. Now, the thing is, I think part of the work they would have done in the research leading into this deal is understanding how many people already have Netflix and how much do they believe that people will get a Netflix account. Some might not. You know how wrestling fans can be. Some people can be fickle, but ultimately I think they, even if they took a little bit of a hit in the North American market where some people are like, I'm not buying Netflix. You have such a global reach. It might, ultimately ends up being more beneficial to the company because now it's going out to multiple countries, multiple access, and I think worldwide will ultimately grow this brand. It will give you more brand awareness. It will continue to build what was already a globally strong brand. Speaking of brand, good to see you, CJ Brand. You could always still high seas, matey. I have no idea what that's about. I think it's a great move. Going to take time to adjust, but now WWE will be mobile accessible. Another good fact of that, yes, absolutely. Take it wherever you go. It'll be on your phone. You can download episodes. If you're on a flight, if you're traveling, you can catch up on any wrestling you missed. So there are perks. I know people right away are gonna, oh, I can't believe that. But at the end of the day, you're not going to turn this down. Look at the access and look right there. If anyone has T-Mobile, mobile Netflix is free. There you go. There you go. So, and again, you got to keep in mind, this is when you're dealing with this kind of money, this substantial of a deal. They didn't just walk into this, right? Like they didn't just like, They're not guessing. Everything's been strategically planned out. They've run the analytics. They've run the options. They've considered other options, and at the end of the day, they felt this was the best fit for Raw. It is groundbreaking that they are moving away from linear television, though. It has been a staple, as the article explained. 31 years on Monday nights on TV, you were getting Monday Night Raw. It's very, very crazy. It's almost as shocking as Vince not being, the face of the company anymore. It blows my mind. We'll talk about that. Netflix is way better than Amazon. Just sucks for Peacock because WWE was the only reason I had it. Yeah, Peacock's going to take a hit. I imagine their stock value is going to take a bit of a hit here. One of their biggest properties, if not their biggest, I could be corrected on that. But at the end of the day, yeah, very interesting as far as what will happen with Peacock. Now, they still do have a deal with them for a while, so we'll find out. Too late, KJ. I've already jumped off the bridge. It's a long way down. I've got plenty of time to type a message. Uh, see money. Wait, it was you. Well, another question, bro. So if Peacock is hosting their events, how the hell will Netflix do the same? I think that's got to be worked out, and that's one of the details I'm not quite certain on yet. As far as, again, in Canada and North America, that might switch sooner than later. In other countries, maybe not, right? So I'm not sure how it's completely impacting the presentation of their premium live events. The intent is to have all of them on Netflix at some point soon. So very curious. I gotta still do some research and figure out all those fine details of how the overlap works. Will they try and get out of their deal with Peacock? Will they coexist? Will it be on Netflix and Peacock for a while? I don't know. I think Smackdown will be moving. Well, right now, as it stands now, I believe that um, USA Network has said, now things change, but the intent is to leave it on Fridays. We will see. SmackDown's always been kind of a moving property. We've seen it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, back to Tuesdays, back to Fridays. So we'll see. Time will tell on that one for sure. I can't get Netflix. Well, Alex, in that case, you come to the Wrestling for Life Network. We'll keep you up to date on all the wrestling. But I'm sure if there's a will, there's a way. I don't know if you have access to Peacock in the interim, but I'm sure they're going to make it accessible to as many people as possible. AEW dodged a bullet. TNT and TBS still their home. Very intriguing part of the story because there was the rumors of Warner Brothers Discovery being in bed, or at least having conversations about getting into bed with WWE. And it doesn't necessarily mean that Tony Khan and AEW are going to stay on TNT and TBS. I think the biggest factor with their negotiation is how much does Warner Brother Discovery value AEW and how much does Tony Khan value AEW? And will there be a discrepancy there? We'll see. Yeah, I'll share with everybody, Keyshawn. Stay tuned. I will let everybody know my Netflix details, and we'll see how many people we can hook up. This will snap the record of longest running cable program. Yeah, it really will. Like you said, I said during the article, 1,600 episodes. Mind numbing. It's 31 years. And people can say what they want about wrestling, but no other show for 52 weeks a year has banged out product for this long. And I mean, it's like we said when Vince McMahon moved on, it's more than just a wrestling story. It's a pop culture story. Like even local news in Toronto, Canada, what mainstream news, your run of the mill news coverage was talking about this morning. It's crazy. All right, I'm getting a little long winded here, so let's move on to the other part of this with TKO Holdings. Is The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is joining the board of directors, and holy shit, did anyone see that coming? This will be very interesting. Overall, I think Vince McMahon went on the record of saying this is a great move. The Rock completely understands entertainment, wrestling, all of the above. He's going to bring it all together. I do have a bit of a press release here from, who am I reading this from? Jill Goldsmith, Endeavor's publicly traded TKO Group has named Dwayne Johnson to its board of directors effective today. So, wasting no time, the WWE superstar has also secured full ownership. This is a really interesting part of this story. Full ownership of the trademarked name The Rock. TKO is the parent company of WWE and UFC. So you got to figure the Rock's going right to the top of the chart, right? Like he's on the TKO board. He's not, he's above where he used to be. The name The Rock is derived from his father, WWE Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson, who was the first black champion in WWE history alongside partner Tony Atlas. Johnson's grandfather, Peter Maivia, a Samoan American professional wrestler. So it just talks about the history of The Rock. But here is from Ari Emanuel to partner with Dwayne and welcome his immense talent to TKO's board. Dwayne brings an incredible track record of creating content and building globally recognized consumer brands. He will play a key role in realizing our ambitions for TKO, said TKO Endeavor Ari Emanuel. Few people on this planet understand the convergence of sports, entertainment, media, and business like The Rock, said TKO executive chair Vincent McMahon, who sold WWE to Endeavor last year. The Rock is one of the most decorated WWE superstars, a global social. You guys know all that fun stuff. At my core, I am a builder who builds for and serves the people. And Ari is building something truly game-changing. I'm very motivated to help continue the globally expand our TKO, WWE, and UFC businesses as the worldwide leaders in sports and entertainment, while proudly representing so many phenomenal athletes and performers who show up every day putting in the hard work with their own two hands to make their dreams come true and deliver for our audience. I've been there, I'm still there, and this is for them, is what The Rock said. So, very strong words from Rock, very interesting. I didn't know of anybody, like, I didn't hear rumors that it was going to happen. I didn't hear, whispers that it might happen. This to me came out of left field. We all talked about, okay, maybe they tag on to Netflix or Amazon, but this with The Rock, no idea. But everything that's been said is true about The Rock. He brings all that experience from all different avenues. He has access to a whole bunch of different things as far as media goes, entertainment goes. I did find it very funny because people automatically now are like, oh, he's winning the Rumble. I don't know if one correlates to the other, but it might increase the chances that he's involved with WrestleMania. That I can go with, but him winning the Rumble, I'm still against. NBA might go back to NBC. Very true. They're still doing the negotiations and the bidding for that. So I guess I think it feels like the WWE wasn't willing to wait around. So we'll see. NXT to the CW, I think we will see that show drop in ratings. Sadly, I don't think so, CJ Brand. I don't. I think I think CW is in enough homes and has enough access that it will do okay. I don't know if there'll be a significant drop on the CW, and if they continue to build that brand into the change, I think it's going to be okay. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to be okay. I just want to, yeah. I mean, in 20, we all talk about the cable cutting, the cord cutting that we're doing right now, but yeah, the amount of apps that take money out of my bank account is insane right now. I don't need Peacock. Yeah, absolutely. All right, what else we got? The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania locked pretty much now. See, a lot of people have made this assumption. I mean, it's hard not to. Now that he's totally, he's back in the company. He has a stake in it. If you want to increase profits and you want to increase things like ticket sales and merch sales and benefit the company, you get in that ring. You set up this match and we'll go from there. But real quick, we'll say the Rock's or Johnson's business portfolio includes $7 Productions, Termani Tequila, I don't think I said that right, Zoa Energy, Under Armour, and a line of fitness apparel under the Project Rock brand. In 2020, he co-led a consortium to acquire the XFL, which we know, and Professional American Football League, which relaunched in 2023 before merging with the USFL to form the UFL. So yeah, I mean, this now the last thing I guess it says here is the TKO announcement said that the appointment of Johnson reflects TKO's commitment to delivering long-term value and strong performance to shareholders through strategic growth initiatives across both UFC and WWE. Separately, TKO also named Brad Caywell to its board, moving it to 13 directors from 11. So 2 new directors. I don't know anything about Brad, so sorry, Brad, you're being outshadowed by The Rock this time. But yeah, very, very intriguing. And again, when people said, Vince was moving into TKO and selling the business and it was going to really impact, and, some of the naysayers thought, oh, this is going to be bad. This has been nothing but excellent. The company is cooking right now. We've seen the growth in this company, and now it's just getting bigger. You just announced a $5 billion deal with Netflix. Very intriguing times, very interesting times. The head of the table, he said, fuck it. I'm going to buy the whole table. I don't care about The Rock. I'm going to take over. What else we got? Dana White, Triple H, and The Rock sitting in the same table. Yeah, I mean, who would have thunk it? And somewhere in the background, there's Vince with his mustache. The Rock wants creative from Triple H. I don't think that's the case, but very funny, very funny. All right, so that's the heavy lifting for now. That's what's been going on around the wrestling world with those 2 major stories in WWE. More WWE news. Just on a quick one, I won't spend a lot of time with this, but Kevin Patrick is gone from the commentary team. As far as I know, no replacement has been announced yet. I saw some rumors of, could it be JR? Could they get him away from AEW? Mauro Ronaldo, a fan favorite that a lot of people have talked about. The reason that was given to Kevin Patrick was it just wasn't working out. And guys, listen, I understand what it's like to lose a job. I understand what it's like to get laid off. I don't wish ill on anybody out there. Kevin Patrick, I'm sure he's a great guy. I'm sure he would do much better in backstage interviews or that kind of thing. But as a lead commentator on a wrestling show, he just didn't have the zip. He didn't have the zap. He didn't have either. He didn't have the energy. And I'm sure he was trying really hard. It's just not in him. It's just not his deal. You need excitement. I felt like Corey was carrying the show. A lot of times Corey was overreacting to things, and it was not being reciprocated from Kevin Patrick. We've talked about it a lot on this channel. So, I mean, the good news about this is it does feel like with enough of a groundswell around the situation, it feels like WWE is reacting to it. They're not just, the WWE of old that, we'll just keep doing what we're doing. We don't care. It was affecting the product, and getting someone in there that can help enhance what you're trying to do in the ring. It is such a pivotal role in wrestling. And that's why we harp on it when we watch the wrestling and we're not getting good commentary, is because the commentary is so vital to tell that story, to help the fans, understand the emotions and follow along to what they're supposed to be focused on and feeling. And Kevin Patrick, I wish him all the best. I hope he lands on his feet, but I'm really excited to see who's next, who comes in. And even if it is from within, maybe a Vic Joseph, that at least that would be an improvement. Maybe not my first choice, but it's still an improvement. So there you go. What's going on here? What's not going on here? Everything's going on here. Yeah, C Money has far less sympathy than I do. Dun dun dun. NXT CW is in the UK on WWE Network, Netflix 2025. There you go. So thank you, Bonkers, for the UK insight on this one. So again, like Canada, it will be transitioning. We get it on our like a byproduct of our sports network. It's still technically the WWE network in Canada until otherwise noted. So very, very interesting with both these stories. One last thing I'm going to touch on before I leave, folks, is the story has come out. I haven't verified it. Lots of rumors. I know Nick and I have already debated it. I'm sure we're going to debate it tonight. But rumor is Okada is on his way to WWE, and he probably, by all reports that I've read so far, It looks like he's going to make a pit stop in NXT. I cannot confirm or deny that at this time. What I will say is, we talked about Okada. Okada wants to be involved in a WrestleMania. It's one of those wrestlers that, that is the pinnacle. That is what he wants. Lots of rumors before about him going to AEW, but it looks like as of right now things change as the wind blows around wrestling, but as of right now, it looks like Okada is heading to WWE. He might take a little, away from the NXT parking lot is the most. Yeah, you got to be careful. Got to be careful. Now, I know some people are going to say you can't put Okada in NXT. You got to understand they've done it before. They'll do it again when it comes to, bringing international talent in. We as the fans that watch it every day in and out, watch the dirt sheets and watch the rumors, we know Okada and who he is, but the general fan base of WWE, maybe not the same. So to bring him in cold might not work out well for him. And plus getting him adjusted, they do it different in New Japan. Bring him in, get him used to the North American production, get him used to how they run things, how they do things. Doesn't mean he has to be there for a long time, but it is very plausible that Okada will be joining WWE, stopping in NXT on his way to the main roster. And that we will follow up and confirm more as we have more details. Beyond that, ladies and gentlemen, as I see the time ticking away, I will remind everyone out there, we are back tonight for NXT live stream. Might even have a special guest tonight, so tune in for that. And Dynamite and all the shows for the rest of the week leading up to Saturday's Royal Rumble watch party. It's going to be live. It's going to be fun. And we are the channel that discovers live wrestling more than anybody else out there. I thank everyone for joining me mid-Tuesday. And if more news breaks, I will be back to try and give it to you as quickly as we possibly can. But until tonight, we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you, folks.